The number 2 team in the state of California in town to take on College of the Canyons as West Los Angeles and COC here from Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage. Hi everybody, I'm Matt Robinson. Happy to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for more Western State Conference men's basketball action today. College of the Canyons, 7-11 so far on the year, 389 in a rough patch right now. Have lost 4 straight, 0-4 in conference play. Canyons enters on its second losing streak of 4 or more games this season as they lost 5 in a row to close out November after winning their opening 2 games of the season. Canyons have been held under 80 points in all of their losses so far this year. They're 5-0 when they score more than 80 points in a game, but just 2-11 when held under that number. So it's been a struggle so far this year for COC when they cannot get the offense going and should have a tough test tonight against the number 2 West LA Wildcats, who have been on to a great run as of late. They're on a 13-game winning streak. Their average margin of victory during the winning streak is 16 points, as they've scored over 80 points in 9 wins this season and over 100 points twice, as Anthony Jones has his team out to a very, very good season once again, as they are right now the number 2 team in the state, 16-2, 4-0 in the Western State Conference South Division, tied with Citrus for the top spot in the standings, and they boast a high-powered lineup. Starters today for West LA: CJ Hardy, Daniel Cooper, Blake Lander, Marlon Harris, and Bryce Wimbish. All of those guys have been key contributors this year. As you look, Hardy 7th in points per game, averaging 22.4. He is their leader on the offensive side. Harris has been good as well. 57% from the floor so far this year, 44 for 79. So he contributes quite nicely as well. For College of the Canyons, a different starting lineup once again tonight. It's been the, I think, 6th straight game where the Cougars have gone with some different variation of a starting lineup today. It's Jonah Alfara, Jacob Gonzalez, Jeremiah Walker, Logan Gomari, and JT Barnett out on the floors. The Cougars in the yellow moving to our left have the ball first after Alfaro won the opening tip. Barnett misses on a 3, goes out off of College of the Canyons, and it'll be West Los Angeles basketball. Wildcats in their blue moving to our right, trimmed in yellow and white. Wildcats, as we said, have been a superb team this year on both sides of the floor. Offensively, they've been outstanding, 83.8 points per game, 11th best in California this year. They shoot 29.7 field goal attempts per game, which is 14th most, as they get their first bucket of the game on a lay-in. I did not see who had it. I think it might have been CJ Hardy. We'll wait for the stats to take ahead. It was CJ Hardy, the first bucket of the game, and what a shock is Hardy averaging 22.4 points per game. Walker tries a 3 that's no good. Hardy with the rebound, and he'll dump it off towards Daniel Cooper, who will work it up the floor, tries to ship it inside. It bounces off of a Wildcat inside, and it'll be COC basketball. Gonzalez coming off his best stretch of the season, had a 6-game, 10 or more point streak snapped against Antelope Valley the other night, but has played pretty well as of late, as he'll bring the ball up the floor. Sends it into the middle of Walker's. The Cougars go with twin point guards here between Walker and Gonzalez. Gomari trying to drive, sends it across to Alfara, back up to Gonzalez, 10 to shoot for COC. Barnett, the sharpshooter, will try and dribble to his left, tried to get to the basket, was fouled. As they say, Bryce Wimbish got some hands on him. The freshman out of Hobbs, New Mexico, draws the first foul of the ball game, as it'll send JT Barnett to the line. Barnett kind of has broken out of his little mini slump. Had 32 points against Rio Hondo in 36 minutes, and then kind of struggled for a little while. Did have 22 points against Cuesta, but was really struggling to find his rhythm. Had 30 points the other night against Antelope Valley on 4 of 11 shooting from 3. So he made the first, missed the second. Foul on COC for a push-off. It went against Gomari. So it'll be a 2-1 lead here for West LA's. The Cougars get a point off of a field goal. Wildcats work inside. Harris, turnaround jumper, short. Rebound bounced off of the hands of Wimbish, who was gliding through it. It went right to Barnett, who will bring it up the floor. Barnett working to his left now at the foul line, drops it. Alfara driving, no, got his own rebound. Couldn't hold on to it though as he was triple teamed down low. Lander was able to steal it away, and then Hardy back the other direction, a Euro step in the lane, but missed. Walker will run it back up the floor, and the Cougars will reset. Jeremiah Walker only averaging 2.6 points per game, 1.3 assists. He'll dump it off towards Gonzalez, who leads the team in assists at 2.5. Now they get it to Alfara, foul line jumper, no good, too much on it. Nobody inside to rebound for COC as Gomari was boxed out. Lander brought it up the floor, and West LA will set up in the half-court offense. Wimbish from the foul line sends it back out high. Hardy is a 38% three-point shooter, but he wants to do most of his work from inside, as that's where West LA has really been good this year. 47.6% from the floor this season, 7th best in the state. That's not to say they have not shot the three well. They have. They've done a very good job. They shoot 36% from three, but they only take 17 three-pointers a game. They make 6 of them. They're 18th best in three-point percentage on the season, but in the lower third of the state in both three-point attempts made per game and three-point attempts per game. Canyons again trying to force it inside to Alfara, as he's been their leader this year, averaging 14.7. Couldn't do much with that one. Back on the other side, Daniel Cooper. Little runner off the window is good, and it's a 4-1 lead. Low scoring here early on, just about 3.5 in. Gonzalez for COC with the ball will work to his left. We'll dump it off to Gomari. He wanted to penetrate. Now we'll stop up. Draws a little contact, got it to Walker. Now to Alfara. He's able to slip a couple of defenders, gets to the rack and puts it in. Harris moved up to the left. Alfara just went right around him to his left and put it off the glass. And so Alfara, who's coming off 5 straight games with 10 points and 7 rebounds, has his first bucket of the day. A miss from West LA from 3, a fast break for COC, and Alfara finishes with the two-handed flush to make it 5-4. An assist from JT Barnett, and the Cougars have their first lead of the ballgame. Sluggish from West LA here early on. Just 2 of 6 from the floor for the Wildcats, as Wimbish now will send it over. Cooper for 3, no good. Alfara the rebound, the second of the game, and Canyons will go back the other way with a 1-point advantage. West LA, they started slow the other night against Santa Monica College. They were able to come away with a 10-point win, 72-62, but that game was really close throughout. So maybe a little mid-season slowdown from the Wildcats. A foul going to be called against C.J. Hardy. Still finding a way to win as they've won 13 straight. First foul on Hardy, second foul on West LA. Hardy certainly one to watch for West LA. 4 straight 20-point games this year, or coming into today, excuse me. And 30 points against Compton and LA Southwest. So a guy that can certainly fill it up when he gets going. The Cougars would like to keep him from finding his rhythm. Canyons will reset, 10 to shoot here. Walker works off the screen, will put up a 3 with 5, no good. Rebound pulled down by Harris. Outlet to Hardy, wants to sprint ahead, changes direction in the air but missed as he ran into Alfara. Was able to pull down the board, worked out of the triple team. Canyons a 2-on-1 the other way. Gomari just takes it to the rack, might have had it partially blocked by Harris, who was coming back. And West LA will go back up the floor. Back and forward we go here, neither team shooting very well. Harris couldn't finish on a put-back jam attempt. It's College of the Canyons back the other way. I would say this pace suits West LA if it continues. Canyons, I would imagine, would want to slow the Wildcats down quite a bit. No shot, a foul on the floor against Daniel Cooper. Going to be his second here early on. Or no, excuse me, it'll be his first. I was going to say, I would imagine slowing things down would suit College of the Canyons more than it would West LA. West LA, like we said, 62 field goal attempts per game. It's about 4 more than Canyons generally gets off. And since West LA usually a high efficiency team, although the efficiency has been very low. The defense playing very good for COC right now. Wildcats just 2 of 11 from the floor, 0 of 3 from beyond. And remember, this is a team that generally is pretty efficient, shooting 47%, although their efficiency numbers don't suggest that. Actually, I think I have the wrong efficiency numbers dialed in. Another miss from West LA. Looks like they're going to go with 5 fresh bodies on the floor in the next whistle. The Wildcats 2 from 12. And they've missed on maybe their last 5 or 6. We'd have to go look, try and dial it up. But for right now, COC with the basketball. Dangerous pass from Gonzalez. Got lucky, it hit Barnett with 4 to shoot, tried to find contact. Scored, and the foul for Barnett. Had it tipped out of his hand as he went up originally, and then came down with it and put it in. West LA 0 for their last 7 from the floor. Barnett 1 for 2 from the line, a 55% foul shooter. Gomari off the floor as they'll bring in Mason Savory. West LA gonna go 5 fresh here as they bring Wright, Page, Reed, Brandon Williams Jr., and Isaiah Daniel into the game. Walker checking out for COC as Isaiah Ortega will come in for the first time. Mason Savory gonna guard out top here for COC as the Cougars in his own defense. Kobe Reed with the basketball for West LA, sends it to Daniel, into the corner to Corey Page III. He tries to drive, throws up a wild pass, and gets bailed out as Isaiah Ortega gonna be called for a foul as he clutched on to Brandon Williams Jr. And so it'll be an inbound in front of the COC bench. Daniel with the basketball, wanted to penetrate. Gonzalez stayed with him. Then Gonzalez able to reach back and swat it away as Daniel got by him for a split second. But good recovery from Gonzalez, and then a finish as Brandon Williams Jr. got it back, and it was the first bucket for West LA in their last 9 or 8 field goal attempts. Gets it back to a 2-point game. Here's Ortega, stops his dribble, skips it to Savory. Savory couldn't draw a foul, but it went out off of West LA. It'll be College of the Canyons basketball. For this group on the floor right now, Reed just a 2.4 points per game. Daniel 7.8 points per game. Corey Page just 1.7. Brandon Williams Jr. averages 7. And Eric Wright Jr. averages 6.1. Cougars get it inside. Alfara, good body control by Jonah that time. He's got 6. Canyons up 10-6. 4-point lead with 12:25 to go here in the first half. Daniel tried to skip it inside, and Alfara comes away with a steal. Jonah's been doing very well on that front lately, averaging over a steal per game as he's been able to find a way. Offensive foul on COC goes against Savory for a push-off down low at the block as he was trying to get loose to get inside. And once again, it'll be West LA ball. 10-6 COC. Wildcats 3 of 14 here early on and have not hit a 3 yet in the ball game. Neither is College of the Canyons. As Wright tried to drive, now we'll back it off. He'll put up a 3 that's short. Barnett couldn't get the rebound as it was bumped away from him. They'll get it into the corner, a 3 on the way, no good, and this time Savory able to rip down the board. Canyons back the other way, forcing up tough shots for West LA. Now they turn one over. Barnett was trying to feed Alfara. I saw what he was trying to do. Alfara is going to be just a half step behind. So a tough turnover for COC. Their 4th of the ball game. Cougars this year on the turnover front, 15.8 per game, which is one of the worst in the league so far this year, or worst in the state so far this year, 69th most in the state, or 69 worst in the state, we should say. There's another stop from COC. Savory fouled as Page, now Page down in pain, was reaching in to try and strip the ball from Savory and then crashed down onto his right shoulder. And it definitely is shoulder on his right hand that's the issue right now, as he's kind of trying to get the feeling back in it. It's going to be the 5th foul on West LA. Walker and Gomari back in. Gonzalez and Savory coming off the floor. Canyons with a 10-6 lead, 11:18 to go. A low event first half so far in terms of scoring. West LA just 3 of 17 here early on in the game. College the Canyons 4 of 10. Neither team has made a 3. West LA 0 for 6, COC 0 for 3. Gomari draws contact going up towards the rack. It's going to be another foul against Corey Page III, and it'll send Logan Gomari to the line for a pair of foul shots. Gomari, a 50% foul shooter on the year, 9 of 18. Chance to try and extend the Canyons lead, which is 4 currently. Gomari misses the first. Canyons gives up 76, almost 77 points a game, 62nd ranked defense in the state. Opponents usually shoot 45% against him from the field and 34% from him against him from 3, but okay, COC has come with their A game defensively as Gomari splits at the 5-point lead. There's Kobe Reed with the basketball, works around a screen, drives to the basket, laid it off the window, no good, as it hit the rim and kind of just held up there. West LA continues to be ice cold here early on. Canyon's going to slow it down. Again, that pace suits COC as it keeps the ball out of the West LA hands. Your Canyons, you win this game under 60 points, you would. Alfara steps on the end line. Still a long way to go in this one, but so far the game plan working for College of the Canyons. It's a 5-point lead as they turn it over once again. Wildcats will go back to work offensively here. Another shot no good. West LA 3 of 18, shooting just 16% right now. 10-second violation against Jeremiah Walker. Howard Fisher wasn't happy with the officiating on that. Thought Walker should have had one more second. Wildcats into the corner. Another steal from COC. Barnett able to get his hands on it and take it away from Eric Wright Jr. Canyons able to pass it up the floor. Gomari will lay it in. Easy bucket for Logan Gomari. Timeout by West LA as the Wildcats struggling here on the offensive side of the floor. 13-6 COC. A timeout will go as well. College of the Canyons with a 7-point lead over West Los Angeles right now, 13-6, 10:01 to go here in the first half. West LA's been an outstanding perimeter, or inside the perimeter defense this year. Their team defense, when you look at the numbers, holding opponents just 38.9% from inside the three-point arc, which is 5th best in the state. They average 5 blocks a game this season, which is number 8 in the state. They've also been great on the defensive glass, 29.8 defensive rebounds per game, which is 7th best. But right now, COC shooting 45% from the floor. As a 3 from West LA, no good. An offensive board for the Wildcats. As Chidyube Makametu able to come down with it, but another miss for West LA, and COC will go back to work offensively. Gomari with the basketball. Again, the Cougars defense coming up big here early on, and they've done a good job, 5 of 11 on the floor, finding buckets for a 7-point lead at the moment. Alfara dumps it back. Barnett, a 3 from straight away is good. 10-point College of the Canyons lead. First 3 from either side. 16-6, 9:05 to go. Starters look like they're back at the table here for West LA. Wildcats work it around. 3-pointer on the way, no good. West LA 0 of 10 from 3 early on. COC going to be called for a foul. It's going to go against Jeremiah Walker. And we'll see the starters for West LA back on the floor. This is the unit for West LA that has done most of their damage this year. Hardy, 22.4 per game. Harris, 12.4 per game and 8 rebounds. Lander, 13.7 per game, and he's a 42% three-point shooter this year. But West LA just has not had anything going here early on. Hardy will bring it into play. Lander will work it around the perimeter. Cooper trying to get it inside. Harris doubled. It goes out off of COC and out of play. Rotations have been good so far for College of the Canyons. West LA 3 of 22. Have not been to the line yet today. 0 for 10 from 3. That's why the 10-point lead here. 8:44 to go in this first half. Hardy, who's been quiet, just 2 points for him. 1 of 3 from the floor. He's usually their leader. Harris trying to take over. Stops his dribble, tried to send it over to Lander, who just athletically saves it. Hardy will put up a 3 with 5 to shoot, no good. Walker, the rebound for COC, escapes the pressure from Wimbish, and Canyons will control it, a half-court offense. Ortega around everyone, sends it to Walker. Wing 3, or corner 3 on the way, no good. Got knocked down on the closeout from Lander, but no call. Back the other way. Harris fouled on a reach-in. Goes second foul against Walker as he picks 2 quick ones up. Jacob Gonzalez checking back in as Walker will go to the bench with 2 fouls. Hardy, an open look for 3 off the inbound, but air ball. Barnett for 3, no good. Off the other side, it stays a 10-point lead. Here's Hardy. Lander wide open from the wing, no good. And West LA staying ice cold right now. They've not been able to knock anything down. Here's Alfara, nice jumper is good. Alfara now with 8. And if you're COC, you have to capitalize on this very, very ice cold start from West LA and stretch this lead as much as you possibly can. Because we've seen throughout the year that the Wildcats can really fill it up when they get going. The defense, though, has been solid so far for College of the Canyons. Hardy trying to take Savory off the dribble. Put it up in the air, it's an air ball, but a foul on Gonzalez under the basket as Lander went up over the top of him and draws the foul. 6th foul on COC. First foul on Gonzalez. Gomari checking back in for COC here. take over for Barnett. Canyons continues on their rotation. Scored, and the foul off an inbound pass to Harris, who skied up over the top of Savory, and he'll go to the line for a three-point play. Maybe just what West LA needs to get going here. Second foul on Savory, and that's going to send Barnett right back onto the floor. Harris this year, 53% from three. Just the fourth made field goal of the ball game for West LA, 4 of 27. The foul shot no good. Alfara skies for an easy rebound. Already his 6th of the ball game as it remains a 10-point lead. Canyons will break the timeline. Gonzalez finds Barnett right to the rack and lays it in. Good job by Canyons to break the press that time, and Barnett gets an easy bucket. He's got 9. Alfara with 8 for COC. Nobody with more than 2 for West LA as they've only made 4 buckets. Turnaround jumper, no good. Foul on Ortega for a push in the back of Lander is going to send West LA to the line for 1-1. It's Lander, 61% foul shooter. He'll take his chances here. Second foul on Ortega as well, so maybe the only thing going against COC, Walker, Ortega, and Savory all with 2 fouls. Lander to shoot 1-1. First is good. Hardy with 2, Cooper with 2, Harris with 2, Williams with 1, with 2, Lander with 1. It's the first trip to the line for West LA today as Lander makes both. Back to a 10-point lead, 20-10, 6.5 to go. Canyons gets it quickly up the floor, but they nearly turned it over. Got lucky that West LA couldn't hold the ball. Baptista trying to skip it inside to Alfara. We'll get it to Gomari as the Cougars will slow down into their half-court offense here. Alfara beyond the three-point line, guarded by Harris. We'll get it to Baptista, who's blocked by Hardy on the closeout. Got it back, sends it over Gomari. Gomari will put up an 18-footer that knocks down. Good shot from Gomari. Timeout, a 30-second timeout, Howard Fisher. 12-point Canyons lead, 22-10. 6:01 to go here in the first half from Lee. Twenty-two to 10, COC in the lead. Would have to imagine with 6:01 to go, this is easily the lowest scoring first half so far for West LA. Hardy going to let the ball roll all the way up across the timeline to save as much clock as he can here early on. Wildcats able to slip inside to Marlon Harris as he had good inside position against Alfara. Has an easy two-handed jam. Cougars don't want to let that continue. Harris now with 4 to lead the way for West LA. Canyon's going to slow things down once again, though. Leading by 12, or 10. Alfara from beyond the three-point line gets it to Barnett. Now to Gonzalez near side wing. Baptista with Cooper right on him. Now Barnett with 7. Driving, trying to draw contact. Misses as he threw it up but didn't hit anything. And then it's going to be a kickball against Barnett, knocking it out of bounds. Just trying to keep West LA from being able to run the fast break. Cooper going to do the same as Hardy. Picks it up, lets the clock stay put. 10-point Canyons lead right now. Hardy trying to drive baseline. Oh, good move from Hardy. Showing off the athleticism. Went baseline, looked like he was going to let the ball go off to the corner and then just dumped it underneath the basket and in. His right hand, and he was pretty much on the baseline, maybe even out of play in the air. But able to put it in and get it back to an 8-point game. Gonzalez looking, needs some help. Canyon still trying to set something up here. 8 for COC. Gonzalez going to try and take his man off the dribble instead. Kicks it corner 3. Gomari, no. Rebound picked up by West LA. They want to run the fast break the other way. Gomari gets a steal, though, as Hardy lost it. Gonzalez, a foul line jumper is good, and it's back to a 10-point lead. Good defense from Logan Gomari, staying right with CJ Hardy, poking the ball out and not getting called for contact at the same time. Canyons wants to double Harris down low. He'll get it to Wimbish, who drives and misses. Canyons able to pull down the rebound as Alfara comes away with it. Barnett skips it ahead, or excuse me, Baptista skipped it ahead to Gonzalez, and now Gomari and Gonzalez will play catch. Canyons again slowing things down, using as much of the shot clock as they possibly can. Barnett, Gonzalez now. Works off the Gomari screen, dumps for Barnett with 7, 6 now. He'll step into a straightaway 3, no good. Alfara fighting for the rebound, couldn't pull it away from Hardy. He'll try and sprint back the other way and catch the Cougars defense napping. Draws contact against Gomari and will get himself to the line. Second foul against Gomari. 9th foul on COC. 2 shots here for Hardy, who's an 85% foul shooter on the year. 128 for 149. He does a really good job getting to the line. Number 2 in the state in free throws. Number 27th in the state in free throw percentage. He leads the state in minutes per game, 35.8, so he's a high motor, high minute guy. 18th in field goals made with 127 this year. 48th in field goal percentage, shooting 54%, which is ridiculous that he's just inside the top 50, shooting 54%, but shows you how good some of the other guys in the state are. As he makes both foul shots, cuts it to an 8-point lead. And by the way, Hardy, really good man at feeding the ball around. 12th in assists with 90 this season. 4th in steals with 51. 403 points coming in, which is 6th best. Turnover on COC. Baptista basically just gives it away, swats it away from Hardy, but follow-up from Cooper is good, and all of a sudden the Canyons' 12-point lead is evaporated down to 6 with 3:22 to go here in the first half. Again, if you're COC, get back into the half-court sets, go back to work as you were doing so well early on. Baptista. Bounce pass inside. Alfara off the window. A reverse layup is good. Alfara in double figures. Make it 5 or 6 straight games with 10 points and 7 rebounds. He's had 3 double-doubles during that streak as well. Already 10 points and 7 rebounds in the ball game today. Lead is 8. Lander driving. Off the window, no. Tip back, no. Ball loose. Hardy comes away with it. Wrapped up by Ezenwa and Barnett for a moment, but was able to get it over to Daniel. Daniel trying to get it back to Cooper. He'll put up a 3 that's no good. Inside rebound, Lander is good on the putback. And the lead down to 6. Lander now with 4. West LA coming out again with full court pressure here. Alfara gonna have to dribble it out of the timeline, and it's gonna be a backcourt violation as he spun into the front court but stepped into the backcourt. Now, Alfara's not the guy you want handling the ball. Not that he can't handle the ball, he's just, that's not his specialty. He's a rebounder, he's a big inside presence. Canyon's just not helping out that time, so a turnover, and West LA can get it back to a 4-point game here. At the very least, Lander will put up a 3. Miss, good closeout from Ezenwa. Baptista comes away with the rebound, sends it ahead of Ezenwa, dumps it to Barnett, trying to draw contact, no. Rebound pulled down by Harris. Back the other way, Hardy gonna sprint past everybody, lost the ball, threw it off the window, no. Harris tried to tip it back, no. As Ezenwa comes away, gets it to Barnett. He'll skip it over, Gonzalez lays it off the window and in. The lead back to 8 with 1:42 to go. Gonzalez now with 4. Barnett gonna be called for his first foul as he reaches in on Cooper, who will go to the line as a 73.8% foul shooter. West LA, the number 2 team in the state of California, coming in. Cooper misses the first of 2. Wildcats on a 13-game winning streak, but right now trailing by 8 here at Lee Smelser Court in the Cougar cage. Make it a 7-point game as Cooper makes 1 of 2. Hardy going to guard Gonzalez here. Gonzalez and Baptista run into one another. Hardy tied up by Baptista, who's going to be called for a foul. So Hardy back to the line. Second trip for him today. Misses on the first. Anthony Jones going to get a technical here. He's been hollering at the official. Wasn't happy with the foul on Baptista, which both guys speeding back up the floor. Baptista's the one that crashed hard into the end wall. Jones going to be called for a technical foul, and Baptista going to get a chance to shoot technical foul shots here. Baptista, who's just a 59% foul shooter, is the choice to shoot. He misses the first. Makes the second, so it'll erase the second foul shot should Hardy make it, as he missed the first. And Hardy doesn't look hurt. He doesn't look much worse for the wear. I'm not saying it wasn't a hard foul, but I don't think it was a malicious foul like Anthony Jones seems to be hollering at the officials about. I think it's just 2 guys playing hard. You expect that off the other side from West LA, really. So Hardy makes the second. 7-point lead. Minute 15 to go here. Barnett trying to slip Cooper. Now runs into Hardy, and he's going to be called for an offensive foul on a push, and that's the second foul on Barnett. So now Canyons needs to worry about depth here, as you got Barnett with 2, Gomari with 2, Walker, Ortega, and Savory, all 2 fouls here. And Howard Fisher now not happy with the officials, and he's going to get a technical foul for hollering at all 3, as the fouls have been lopsided 11-6 here with 1:05 to go. So now Hardy's going to go to the line for a pair of technical foul shots. So both coaches have technical fouls in this game. We still have a whole other half to play. 1:05 to go. Hardy will shoot 2, makes the first. So these are important here. Get into a 5-point game with a minute 5 to go. Remember, Canyons led by 12. Howard Fisher still going at it with the official on the near side, the one that teed him up. And I think Coach Fisher's argument is he wasn't even yelling at him, he was yelling at the guy down low who called the foul on Barnett. So under 50 to go here in the first half. It's a 5-point lead. Barnett wanting to drive. Triple team, throws it away. Breakaway here for Hardy, who finishes with 2 hands. West LA bench fired up. It's a 1-possession game, 29-26. So Canyons led by 12, but the Wildcats have put together a good late push here in the second half, or the second part of the first half, as Baptista steps out of play. So West LA with 15.2, and the possession arrow can go 2 for 1 here. As they play for the last shot, can potentially get it tied at 29. They'll take an early 2 though, and it's good. That's a beautiful play from Daniel. Canyons will get maybe one final look. Alfara, a deep 2 is good at the buzzer, and Canyons will take a 3-point lead into the break. Has Alfara with 12 to lead everybody on the floor. Hits a 21-foot 2-pointer well outside his normal range, but hits it before the buzzer, and we'll head to the break. 31-28 College the Canyons here from Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage. Second half action when we come back.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, big two. Hand down. One hand. Up. Up. Flip. I could eat. Slice right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do, and the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Rising up, bread's on the sheet. Did my time, took out my toppings. Went the distance, now my prep is complete. Just a limb and its will to thrive. It's the arm of the slicer, it's the thrill of the slice. Freshly sliced before your eyes, unlike our rivals. And then every last arriver gets a sub that excites. And it's all thanks to the well-trained arm of the slicer.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, big, hand down. One hand, up. No. Flip. I could eat. Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Welcome back into Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar Cage as we get ready for second half action between the number 2 team in the state of California, West Los Angeles, and the College of the Canyons Cougars. Cougars leading 31-28 at the half, trying to make this a nightmare for the number 2 team in the state. Make the Cougar Cage and Lee Smelser Court a nightmare for number 2 teams in the state in general, as we've already seen a number 2 team fall here at Lee Smelser Court. Inside the Cougar Cage. That came back on December 29th in women's basketball. The Lady Cougars knocked off number 2 Palomar 77-71. So the men trying to follow suit and take out a number 2 team of their own in West LA. As they lead by 3, thanks in part to a Jonah Elfara 21-foot 2-pointer at the end of the first half. Elfara 12 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal to lead the way for COC. CJ Hardy, 14 points, 3 rebounds, a block and 2 steals for West LA. to lead the Wildcats as their only scorer in double figure. Right out of the break, a foul on JT Barnett will send Marlon Harris to the line, and it gives Barnett his third foul, and it comes just 11 seconds into the second half. And it sends Harris to the line. Second trip today for Marlon Harris, who's 0 for 1 from the line here today. Misses on the first. Harris makes the second. 2-point game. Here's Canyons working on the offensive side. Gonzalez. Gomari for three is good with 1 second on the shot clock. Canyons. Up 34-31. The scoreboard's not right. They'll get it right here. So a 3-point lead for COC. Gomari to Barnett. Gonzalez now, Alfara. 12-footer is good. Alfara shooting nicely from the floor so far today. 5-point Canyons lead. Cougars need to keep the defensive pressure up like they did in the first half. West LA just 10 or 11 for 42 so far in the ball game. They have struggled from the floor. Here's Hardy, runner in the lane, no good. Barnett the rebound. Barnett back the other way. Gomari trying to drive baseline, had it swatted out of his hand. It'll stay with COC. Hardy that time getting into the lane. Gets it back to a 3-point game. Here's Gonzalez with the ball for COC. Works to his left. Gomari trying to drive, and he's fouled on the floor. Here's Gomari now for two, no good. Pulled down by by West LA, back the other way in a one-possession game. Lander to try and tie it is good. Now we are tied at 36. First time since early on in the ball game we've been tied. First time West LA has really been back near the lead as they trailed by as much as 12. So Canyons needs to get going. That's the first three of the ball game for West LA. As they get another takeaway, and Hardy draws a foul on Gonzalez, or excuse me, on Walker. West LA 1 of 17 from 3 in the ball game, and that big 3 from Lander. Walker picks up his third foul, so Walker goes to the bench. Tied at 36 here. Savory on the floor. Walker foul, not a bad one, as it keeps Hardy from an easy bucket. It's West LA with a good late start. It's Canyons basketball. Barnett tipped the inbound pass from Wimbish right back into Wimbish. And so the Cougars get the ball back here. Savory will bring it across the timeline. He's been quiet so far today. Turns it over. Taken away by Cooper, who read the pass. Tries to draw the contact on Barnett and does. That's 4 fouls on JT Barnett, who's got 9 points in the ballgame for COC, and he'll go to the bench. So now Canyons finds themselves on their heels out of the halftime break. It's West LA, the team that has come alive here. Cooper makes the first, and the Wildcats have their first lead since a 4-3 lead way back early in the first half. So Canyons led from, I'll try and tell you, but our computer is ancient and old, so it's a little slow. Canyons led from the 16:21 mark till about now, so about 20 minutes. The Wildcats get a stop. They work inside. Harris, a two-handed flush, and now West LA starting to turn it up, and that forces a Howard Fisher timeout. 4-point Wildcat lead, 40-36, 16-12 to go in the second half. (40-36), West LA leading, 16-12 to go here in the second half. COC without JT Barnett for quite a while here. He's got 4 fouls. Your leading scorer on the bench with 15.4 points per game, but 4 fouls in the ballgame on him. And it takes away your biggest three-point threat as well. 37.5% from 3 is Barnett. So now for COC, they've got to find a way to get others going, as they'll go Gomari, Ortega, Savory, Gonzalez, and Alfara. As West LA coming out in a full court press here, trying to slow things down against COC, or speed things up, we should say, against COC. They lead by 4 right now after they trailed for about 20 minutes of play. Cougars led from 16:21 to about 16:30 here, the first half to the second half. Here's Gomari, a 3 on the way, wide open is good, and it's a 1-point game. You'll need that good ball movement that time from COC. You'll really need Gomari to find a way to light up a little bit, as he has at times showcased good 3-point shooting. That one no good. Off of West LA, it'll be Canyons basketball here. Gomari, 5 of 12 coming into today, so certainly a guy that can knock him down when he gets the opportunity. And he'll need to if he gets open looks like that with Barnett on the bench. It's a 1-point West LA lead, 40-39. Gonzalez working up the floor with Hardy guarding him the entire length. Here's Gomari, tries to work it to Alfara, who catches deep, spins baseline, spins back to the middle, dumps Savory from the foul line in. Blocked by Harris, who went up and just took it right out of his hand. West LA with some showtime back the other way. And CJ Hardy showing off the athleticism on a beautiful pass from Daniel Cooper. Lays it in softly, and it's back to a 3-point West LA lead. Cooper gonna get a foul for a reach as he scraped Gonzalez. Second foul on Cooper. Only 7 fouls on West LA in the ballgame, 15 on COC, so the foul discrepancy double right now. I think that was what got Howard Fisher the technical foul early on. We need to get you back on the correct camera. We apologize for that. So here's Gonzalez back to work. And another foul, this time away from the basketball on West LA. Goes against Bryce Wimbish. His second as well. Canyon's trying to work for Savory, who's quiet so far today. Got it to Gomari. Into the corner towards Ortega, now Gonzalez. Blocked to Alfara. Working with Harris on him. Off the window with the left hand. That's a nice hook shot from Alfara, who's got 16 now. Savory been quiet so far today, 0 for 2 from the floor. He's a guy that COC needs to get going. Averages 12 points a game, but has really not had anything going over the last 10 games. Or really, over the last 6, he's been under 10 points. So he really just hasn't been able to get himself loose. Here's Gomari for 3 in the lead, no good. Tip rebound off of Ortega and out of play. Savory's last 10-point game was 15 against San Diego Mesa on December 1st. He's been in and out of the lineup since then. Wimbish gonna come off the floor. Isaiah Daniel onto the floor. Three on the way, no good. Foul on Lander over the top of the back of Gonzalez or Ortega. It'll be the 4th foul on West LA. Significant as well. Canyons has only shot 7 foul shots, 15 for West LA so far in the ballgame. The Cougars are usually one of the best teams in the state at getting to the foul line. 16.4 shots per game on 20, or shots made per game on 24.7 attempts, 14th and 11th. But just have not been able to generate those opportunities so far today. Here's Gomari driving, dumps Alfara again with the left hand. Nice vision from Gomari to find Alfara in a soft spot underneath the defense, and Canyons back in front by 1. This rotation working well for COC. Now they need to pick up the defensive side of the floor as they did so well in the first half. They do here as they get a takeaway. Gomari with the steal. He'll catch the pass from Ortega, gets it to Savory. Corner 3 in transition, no. Rebound tipped out, picked up by Hardy. Hardy back the other way, dumps to Isaiah Daniel, and he'll lay it in easily off the glass for a 1-point lead. That is not what COC wants. They do not want to let West LA get into transition like that. That's where the Wildcats have been so good. For the Cougars, they really need to slow it down. Gomari driving, throws up a wild shot, no good. Ortega got the rebound, but had it swatted out of his hands by Harris, and West LA in transition again. This time, Daniel able to shoulder Alfara off the block and puts it in again for back-to-back points and a 3-point lead. Ortega straightaway 3 on the way, too strong. Alfara the offensive board and the lay-in. 9 rebounds for Jonah Alfara, 20 points in the ball game. Canyons back within 1. Alfara starting to find his rhythm down low. West LA in a half-court offense. Lander on the 3-point side on the far side draws a foul on the floor against Ortega. Gonna be Isaiah's 3rd. So Walker, Ortega each with 3 fouls. Barnett on the bench with 4 fouls. West LA back to work with the basketball here. Hardy driving. Met by Savory, but able to change directions in the air and lay it in. I think he was asking for contact. I didn't see anybody near him afterwards, but that was a heck of a play from him. Savory, an early shot clock 3 in transition, no good. Gomari tried to swat the rebound out. Instead, it's a 2-on-1 the other way. And Hardy again showing off its athleticism, why he can fill it up right there. He's got 22. West LA with a 5-point lead. Scratch that, he's got 20. Here's Alfara. Contact, scored in the foul. Alfara with 22 and chance to go to the line to get himself to 23 and get it back to a 2-point game. First foul on Marlon Harris. Sophomore center out of Westchester High School, who's been one of the superb players for West LA this year. We haven't had a chance to talk about him. He's a great rebounder. He's got a tough matchup tonight against one of the best rebounders in the state, Jonah Alfara. Alfara this year, #1 in total rebounds this year with 152 coming in. Had 9 more today, so 161. He's second in the state in rebounds per game with 11.6. On the other side for Harris, who's been a really good rebounder, especially on the defensive glass. It's a tough test for him. Savory draws a foul. Couple of hard-working rebounds from Mason Savory, and he'll, I believe, get to the line here. We're talking about Marlon Harris, 211 defensive rebounds coming into today, 147 rebounds on the season, which is 36th, averaging 8.2. But again, a tough test against Alfara. It's a foul on the floor, so no shots, but the 6th foul on West LA. That's significant with 11:05 to go. Here's the next one. I'll put the Cougars in the bonus. Gonzalez trying to get it in here. Gets it to Savory on the near side. Little shoulder shake. Got it to Barnett, who's in the game with 4 fouls. Puts up a rhythm 3 that's no good. Is a good closeout hand in his face that time from Eric Wright. Here's CJ Hardy. Creates for himself a blocking foul on Savory. Will send Hardy to the line. It'll be the 3rd foul on Mason Savory. So now you got 4 Cougars in foul trouble here. We have not yet seen Deshaun Harold onto the floor, and the Cougars are without Roz Orbach, who's still nursing a knee injury. As he hasn't played in the last 2 games for College of the Canyons. Roz usually a guy that rotates in. Hardy makes the first. Cooper checking in. Takes over for Lander. Hardy with 22 in the ball game. Never mind, he's got 21 in the ball game. Stat sheet's a little off right now, so we're trying to get those things solved up. Hardy misses on the second. Alfara pulls down the rebound. Alfara with yet another double-double, what would be his 9th of the year. And his 11th 10-rebound game. Barnett, good little jump stop. Right-handed rhythm jumper to get himself into double figures. Gets it back to a 2-point game. Talked a lot about Hardy. 5 straight games with 20 or more points here. That's a good jumper that time from Brandon Williams Jr. Wearing the mask out there a la Rip Hamilton. If you're a Laker fan, which probably a lot of these kids from Los Angeles are, you hated Rip Hamilton back in the day. Those Detroit Pistons teams. Here's Hardy back to work. Williams Jr. again now driving, sends it near side. Daniel Cooper back to Williams Jr., who had some trouble on the catch but got it back to Cooper. Underneath, and a bucket that time for Isaiah Daniel. Wildcats starting to fill it up here. 55-49, 9.5 to go. Gonzalez dumps Gomari, now to Savory. 3-pointer on the way is good. And a foul on the floor under the basket against Eric Wright will send Alfara to the line for 1-and-1 as you count the basket for 3. And Canyons has a chance for a 4-point, maybe a 5-point swing here as Gonzalez off, Ortega back in. So the three-pointer counts for Savory, which is his first bucket of the day. Alfaro to the line for 1-and-1, a 58% foul shooter this year. His second trip to the line, missed on the first opportunity, makes the first of 1-and-1, so it's a 4-point swing. It's a 2-point game, and it could be a 1-point game if Alfaro makes the second. Both are good for Jonah Alfaro, who's now up at 24 points. It's a 1-point game. 55-54. Here's Wright. Got a Brandon Williams Jr. Stop-up jumper off the window is good. It's a nice shot from Brandon Williams Jr. Created himself, stopped up at about 12 feet before Alfaro could close the gap and knocked it down, back to a 3-point lead. Savory trying to drive. Stops, gets himself up to the glass and lays it in. Stopped out high, took one big step in after he got his man in the air and lays it in. Savory now with 5. Tight game here. Canyons trying to find a way to knock off number 2. West LA trying to hold on after they trailed for most of the first half. In the air again, and Eric Wright Jr. finishes. Shot from Eric Wright Jr. He's now on the board for the first time today. West LA just keeping it at a 3-point lead, trading buckets on each side. Savory, Barnett, 3-pointer from the wing, no. Tips out, fast break the other way. Williams Jr. Barnett can't foul him as he's got 4 fouls. It's a 5-point lead. There's Brandon Williams Jr. now with 8. 61-56, West LA in front. Time ticking away from COC here. Savory catches on the far wing, works off the Alfaro screen. Bounce pass inside, Alfaro to the glass with the left hand and lays it in. Alfaro 1 point off his season high of 27. Trying to keep the Cougars in it single-handedly here. Jumper no good that time from Cooper. Gomari able to sky and pull down the rebound. So the 3-point game, Canyons with the basketball. Ortega will send it Barnett, guarded by Eric Wright Jr. He'll send it far side Savory. 2 big steps into the lane and an offensive foul on Savory for a push with the left hand, they say. 4 fouls on Savory now, so both Savory and Barnett with 4 fouls. Look at the out-of-town scoreboard when we get a chance. Folsom Lake is 79-52 win over Sierra. Ventura leading Santa Barbara 76-55 with 6:20 to go. LA Harbor a 49-43 lead over LA Southwest. As Barnett blocks Cooper from behind. Sends it ahead, Gomari into the corner, but he stepped on the baseline and out of play. Oxnard getting blown out at home against Moore Park, 108-50. Western State Conference South Division game. Santa Monica 64-45 lead over LA Valley. Palomar an 81-69 lead over Imperial Valley. Cerritos up 70-52 in the second half against El Camino. More Western State Conference South action is Citrus leading Glendale 68-51. Citrus 27th in the state coming into today, as they are one of the 2 top 25 teams in the Western State Conference South Division this year. Here's Hardy with the basketball. Drives. Got everybody to come to him, dished it off to Isaiah Daniel, who could not finish with one hand. Otherwise would have had an easy bucket. It'll be Canyons ball. Golden West and Riverside not reporting a score. Long Beach is 77-67 lead over Compton. Pass leading the city, leading East Los Angeles 75-68. Boy, East Los Angeles has kind of fallen off a little bit this year. Usually a power in the southern part of the state of California. 13-5 on the year, but not in the top 25 right now. We're actually just inside the top 25 and losing at the moment to Pasadena City College at home. So it's an interesting one. Antelope Valley leading Bakersfield in Western State Conference South action 79-65 as Alfara another bucket makes it a 1-point game. Hardy back the other way for West LA. We'll continue on with the out-of-town scores when we can. Hardy a big three. Just the second three on 20 attempts for West LA in the ballgame. Hardy with 26 now, and it's back to a 4-point lead again. Underneath the basket, Alfara give him 30, his highest total of the years. He breaks the season high of 27 and keeps the Cougars within 2 with 5:20 to go. Hardy again driving, and an offensive foul as Savory draws the contact underneath. And Canyons will have the ball in a one-possession game. Back to the out-of-town scoreboard, 37-32, Fresno City over West Hills Lemoore. LA Trade Tech 97-51 over Rio Hondo. Allen Hancock leading Pierce 55-46. Merced over Wheatley 38-30 at half. No score from LA City and Mount San Antonio. Irvine Valley a 52-39 lead over Cypress. Santa Ana 56-44 over Saddleback. Orange Coast a 23-19 lead over Santiago Canyon. San Diego City 27-23 over Miracosta. And nobody else reporting scores at the moment. As a bunch of games start at 7, some other games have already started, just have not posted any scores. Canyons turns it over as they miss on an opportunity to get it inside. West LA back the other way, Hardy. Boy, the Cougars just kind of let him run right to the basket and got a big break. C.J. Hardy, who does not miss on layups often, missed a wide open one there. Next foul will put Canyons at the line for 2 the rest of the way. Here's Barnett to try and tie, no. Cougars couldn't get the rebound as both Alfara and Savory were trying to tip it out, just tipped it out to the wrong space. Here's Lander driving. Gomari able to meet him and stop him from being able to get off a clean shot. Savory pulls down the board. Now Savory catches, throws it ahead. Gomari, bounce pass Alfara, trying to draw contact, didn't get it. Back the other way comes West LA again. Hardy dumps it off underneath. Gomari a block, but came right back into the hands of Isaiah Daniel, and he lays it in for a 4-point lead. 4:05 to go. Cougars need to work on getting the ball in play here. Howard Fisher going to call a timeout to stop the clock with 4:02 to go. Tight game, 66-62. West LA clinging to a 4-point lead. Timeout on the floor. (66-62) West LA leading with 4:02 to go. Wildcats with 5 timeouts, Canyons with 3 left. Cougars in the bonus already. Next foul on COC will put West LA at the line for 1-1. Savory for 3, an air ball too strong. Lander comes away with it. Dumps it off to Hardy, who's been good with 26 today. Wildcats with just 2 threes in the ball game, looking for their third, and they get it from Eric Wright Jr. So 48% three-point shooter on the season. 13 of 26 now. Actually 13 of 29 as he knocked that one down. It's back to a 7-point lead as Canyons turns it over on their offensive possession. The Wildcats go back to work. Hardy. Bounce pass to the near side. Wright Jr. looking for back-to-back. Rattled in and out. Alfaro with his 13th rebound that time. Ortega trapped. Ball knocked away from him. Isaiah Daniel underneath the basket. An easy bucket. And the Cougars struggling now to even get the ball at the floor, trailing by 9 all of a sudden. 7-0 West LA run. Savory a 3, no. Barnett couldn't come away with it. Wright Jr. ahead. Hardy catches on the fast break, finishes with 2 hands. All of a sudden the lead is 11. 9-0 run as the Wildcats pulling ahead with 2:31 to go. Timeout called by COC as they have been in it for the entirety of the game into the last 45 seconds. The Wildcats pulling it ahead. (73-62) West LA has pulled out to an 11-point lead in the last 45 seconds, really. The Cougars have been in it for the majority of the game. They led by 12 at one point in the first half, but a late first half run from West LA got it back down to a 3-point lead, and the Wildcats not looked back, really. Remember, the Cougars have not fared well this year when scoring less than 80 points in a ball game. Are 0-11 this year. Or 2-11, excuse me, this year when held under 80 points. So West LA with that 11-point lead right now, just working it around. They turn it over. This is what Canyons needs, some defensive stops and a chance to move up the floor. Hardy fouls Gomari, who will go to the line for a pair of shots. It stops the clock, more importantly, with 1:44. And now it's even more important to knock down foul shots. Just 10 so far in the game for COC. Who's usually really good at getting to the line. So now you send Gomari to the line. Second trip for him today is 1 of 2. Make him 1 of 3, and that's not going to help your cause here late in the ball game. Remember, women's action coming up next, 7 o'clock start time. COC West LA. On the women's side, might start a little bit later as this game running a little past 6:30. Gomari makes 1 of 2, so it's an even 10-point game. Hardy going to take his time as the Wildcats will go into a slow-down half court for a moment, but then Hardy just drives, reverse layup off the window is good. Almost unstoppable, CJ Hardy. Just turns on the Jets, and the Cougars just not much they can do, especially with guys with 3 and 4 fouls out there. So here's Savory. Spins towards the baseline, throws it to Gomari. Now, Cougars are going to need Gomari or Barnett to really get hot from 3. Barnett misses. Gonzalez the offensive board. 60 seconds to go in the ball game. It's a 12-point lead. Canyons need to start knocking down shots and in a hurry. Here's Savory from the foul line. Stops at the line, takes a jumper that's no good. Hardy, the easy board, and he's gonna walk his way up the floor calmly. Bring it across half court, a 12-point game with 40 seconds to go. Sends it to Lander, who puts up a three and knocks it down. That'll put the dagger in it right there, the final nail in the coffin. West LA will put the win streak to 14 as Alfara scored in the foul. Alfara, the lone light right now for COC with 32 points, 13 boards. An assist and a steal and goes to the line. With 31.9 though. Not much more Alfara can do in a 12-point game. As Hardy will bring it up the floor and likely dribble out most of the rest of the clock, maybe throw one up here. I don't know, the West LA does like to score. We'll see. Hardy just kind of dribbling here. Takes Barnett off the dribble, sends one up. Harris slams it down to add a little insult to injury. And the Wildcats will take an 88-68 win over COC with 6.8 to go as Barnett gets a final bucket. For West LA, 17-2, 5-0 in conference play. They'll keep pace with Citrus, who's run out well ahead of Glendale. For College of the Canyons, they dropped their 5th in a row, 0-5 in conference play for the first time since 2015-2016 when they went 0-14 in WSC South play. So hoping maybe they can stop the bleeding against Glendale on the road on Saturday at 1 p.m. in Glendale. So Cougars fall to 7-12. West LA, as we said, 17-2. Women's action on the other side. Make sure you switch over the stream. We'll have it for you here on the Cougar Sports Network at about 7 p.m. Thanks for joining, everyone.